Dave Espino again with StorageAuctionMoney.com, and today we're going to do part 2 of the reveal, where I actually show you some of the items that we found in the storage unit. So the other video we showed you the storage unit, the beginnings of it before we moved the stuff out, and now I'm going to show you just some of the items that we found in that storage unit. Pretty cool stuff. We're going to start off here with some USC buttons, because this storage unit was in the Los Angeles area, and so there's a bunch of USC promotional buttons, badges, and even a small patch here, all about the University of Southern California. So that's, I'm sure that's collectible because there's tons of USC fans. I even know a few that are very interested in that kind of stuff. Then we move into our Mikasa fine glass decorative pieces. We've also got some Princess House. This is an angel figurine, but there were actually several boxes of Princess House items in there. Those are somewhat collectible. You know, it depends on the item and that kind of thing. These are just really nice. There's 2 of these Mikasa calla lily glass vases. And then we have some very interesting Olympic themed stuff, because in 1984 the Olympics came to Los Angeles, and these are all from the 1984 Olympics of Los Angeles. Now this piece here is very interesting. It's for Romania, and it actually has these cards of the Romanian team. So in this case the Romanian shooting team, rowing team, more rowing team, boxing, etc. And so these are kind of interesting because they are written in both Romanian and in English, and they are all about the people from Romania, the Olympic stars from Romania. So I know that there are a lot of, as you can see, this is Los Angeles 1984. There are a lot of Olympics collectors, a lot of people that collect Olympic memorabilia, and we have some here. We have some pretty cool stuff. In fact, we have some stuff that only an insider would have had in the Olympics. Let me share a few of these things with you. Here we have the actual program for the opening ceremonies, and we have about, I don't know, eight of them here for the opening ceremonies. This looks like a Picasso cover. Looks like Picasso created this drawing. But anyway, these I'm sure are very collectible. Then we have some programs that are called America's Movies for the World's Athletes, where maybe one of the film organizations had a movie festival or a film festival going on during the Olympics. So we've got some programs for that. We've got the Japanese delegation program, so it has the names of all the Japanese people, the delegation of the Olympics, the people that are organizing it, and all that. We've got an actual item in Japanese. We've got schedule of events, we've got a medical guide, we've got Olympic message system. We have what looks like almost like a pass or a backstage pass that would actually have detailed information about the person, the country they're from, and a little bit about the Olympic Village Hotel that they're staying at and that kind of thing. So as you can see, that was for the 1984 Olympics. So that's a pretty cool item. A lot of these items are very collectible. We have voice telecommunications system, AT&T electronic messaging system. These are items that would have only been part of the background of the Olympics, so they could be more valuable, more interesting to a collector of Olympics items. Now, while we're on the subject of Olympics, we've got a ton of Olympic-themed pins. And these are collector pins. For example, we have some from different countries like Malawi, Barbados, Chiba, and all over the place. So we've got Olympic pins. We've got one from Mexico, and all that kind of thing. So there's just a basic 1984 Olympics pin as well. So that was all in this storage unit. And before we kind of pass up some of this stuff, I want to go back over here. So that's the Olympic stuff, and I think there's going to be some pretty good money there. Then we've got a pasta maker that has like a $40 price tag on it. It looks brand new, looks like it's never been used. In fact, it has the instructions in it. It has the item, it's still in the package. Brand new condition. We've got that pasta maker. we've got some really old books. These are some of the books that I mentioned in the first video. This book is really, really old. It's titled Eugenics and Sex Harmony. And I did a little bit of reading in this just because I was curious. I don't know if you would be curious at this, but it was quite interesting the way that they talked about things back in the day. This is dated 1942. The condition is awful, so it may not be worth much in this condition. Then on the other hand, it may be that this is a rare book, and even in poor condition, it would be worth some good money. So that's just one of the books. I want to go over a couple of these interesting titles. Clothing for Children, Economic Principles, Red Cross Home Nursing. This is more of a Red Cross booklet that talks about taking care of your family. The Home and Its Furnishings. These are some really basic sounding titles. Clothing for Moderns. So these are all from around the 40s, these books. And we haven't had time to research these yet. We're just kind of taking a look at them for now. But those are some pretty cool items. Here's an item that could be very collectible because I know that people collect and use old sewing machines. So this is the actual instruction book for using the Singer electric sewing machine. Now if we look in here, there's actually a date, and the most recent date was 1947. So this is an instruction manual for a sewing machine. Now here's the thing about instruction manuals. Often the item itself will be collectible, the sewing machine, but the instruction manual is almost impossible to find because those are some of the first things that are thrown out or lost or just people don't care about once they know how to use the machine. So something like this could be really rare and valuable only because it was typically thrown out and not used anymore. So I'm very interested to research this and see what this might be worth, this sewing machine manual from about 1940s. Alright, as you can see here we have quite a few credit cards. Now you may not realize this, but credit cards are collectible. People collect vintage credit cards. I've sold credit cards like these. I want to compare these two sizes. This is a typical size of a credit card, right? This is a Sears credit card. And then this one, as you can see, is a different size. It's a little bit thinner. These are called princess style credit cards. I've sold these for as much as 30 and 40 bucks a piece on eBay because people collect these because they're an odd shape, they're an odd size, and they kind of harken back to earlier days. So this one's for the May Company before May Company merged with Robinsons and became Robinsons May. So these are in particular are more valuable than the standard size credit cards, but in general you can make some decent money just selling credit cards. The most important thing about credit cards is you have to be sure that they are expired. Okay, we don't want to have any trouble as far as selling items that could potentially be used for identity theft or that kind of thing. And these are long expired. These are expired in the 80s or 90s. So that's credit cards. What I would do with these is just sell them in one lot. You'd be amazed. There are collectors that collect these vintage credit cards. There's even an association of people that collect old credit cards. So there is a market for these out there. All right, let's move on here. We've got a seriously 80s boombox, and what I like about this is that it actually is, let me put it over here, it actually is brand new in the box, never been used. Okay, now this is really cool because it's still in the packaging, it still has its instruction sheet, and here's what it looks like. This is seriously 80s equipment. What's cool about this though is you can actually take this part out and use it as a Sony Walkman type of thing, a portable, cassette player and that kind of thing. So this is really, I don't know, it's just, to me it's really cool. Whether it's collectible or not, I don't know. It would make a great prop for movie directors or producers who are trying to recreate a time period. Maybe they're trying to recreate the 80s. This would be an awesome prop for that type of movie. So whether it is valuable or not, that really remains to be seen. Let's do this. But the cool thing is it's brand new in the box and looks like it's never been opened before. So I like that just because of that. It's just a really funky piece. And if it turns out that it's not worth much, I'm probably going to keep it just because it reminds me of the 80s. Alright. Now here is some interesting stuff that we found. We were looking through the storage unit, and I kept finding these little tubs. This is obviously for oatmeal, but there were other ones that were made out of metal. And every time we found one of these, I shook it, and there was money in it. So in this case, we have money. And by the way, this roll of $10 worth of quarters was in there. This 50-cent piece was in there. This dollar coin was in there. And this is actually a coin from Ecuador, which I don't even know. It's 1 sucre, whatever that amounts to. So it says Republic of Ecuador, 1986. So, you know, we even have an Ecuadorian coin in here. But anyway, all this cash, this little bit of change was in little tubs and stuff throughout the unit. So that was kind of fun. I got to where every time we had a little tub, I would shake it and there were coins in there. So that's another cool thing that we found in the unit. Now this is a Bell & Howell vintage camera. I believe it's an 8mm, and this cool thing, this allows it, as you can see, to zoom in and zoom out. So that's kind of cool. It's the kind that winds up, so it's missing the winder thing here, and it's called an auto load. So this thing actually, you're able to hold it and look through the viewfinder, and then you crank it to get it to roll. And this thing is kind of adjustable as well. So this is just a cool little vintage camera. I know people collect those. Don't know what the value is on those. We found some rollerblades in great condition. Look like they've hardly been used. And now we get over into our tools section. We have, not sure what this is. I'm not into tools much. But we've got a great leather tool belt. We've got a skill saw, electric saw. We've got a laser leveler that works, complete with its little container pouch. We've got a drill, we've got a router, and then we've got the main, I think the main item that we found was the Delta scroll saw. This is a scroll saw that's used for woodworking, and it came with the little foot switch to allow you to be able to control it with your foot. And the foot switch has a price tag of $36.99. The scroll saw, I'm not sure, we haven't checked the pricing on it yet, but I'm pretty sure that the scroll saw alone is going to pay for the unit. So all the extra stuff is just bonus, and all the other stuff, which we're not showing you today, we've got a lot of other stuff in that unit, is just going to be all extra profit. So I'm thinking we're going to probably at least double and probably triple our money on this unit, and it was a lot of fun. Oftentimes, I'm very conservative with my pricing of stuff, so oftentimes some of these collectible items that I don't know anything about really surprise me on eBay and do a lot better than I expected, because you just never know how intense and how crazy collectors are about that stuff, and they'll go crazy bidding on it, and they'll get into a bidding war, and then you're the beneficiary of that. You end up making the most money from it. So that's our video today. That's our Reveal 2 video that shows you all the stuff, or not all the stuff, but some of the stuff that we got in the storage unit. Hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to be back with one more video where I want to tell you the story behind the storage unit. There was some interesting action that happened that I want to share with you, so that'll be coming up on video 3.